Well, really quick one today. I'm got my bee veil on because I've been rendering wax, and the bees have been paying me a little bit too much attention, so I thought I'd put the veil on. But that's not what this video is about. I'll do a video on the wax rendering, but not today. Today, we've got an example of what we're doing to maintain our social isolation. So here's the yard. I haven't got the roof on the pergola area yet, and so I've still got the Mark 1 wash station happening, but as soon as we get the roof on, then I'll upgrade the Mark 1 to the Mark 2 wash station. But we had to get some work done on Edward's wheelchair, and so the person who had to do the work is set up out here. Now it's a bit wet, a bit rainy, but it's fortunately no wind, so just the roof on the gazebo means that they've got a sheltered area there. And challenge, like this is a good move to do because it keeps Bridie out of the house and there's no risk to the rest of the house from her, but she's working on the wheelchair, so that's an issue. But she washed her hands first. So you do the best you can. When you've got stuff like this to do, as much as possible, it's a good idea to do it outside because the risk of infection outside is less than inside, which of course why having open air markets would be a really good idea, Bendigo City Council, instead of cancelling them against the advice of the Chief Medical Officer and the Premier. Grrr. So yes, very quick one today. Stay safe, guys. I'm going to be doing a really funny video on my prospecting channel, and so shortly, so I hope you'll join us for that, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye bye. Now I was going to do a video of another I was going to do a video this was actually meant to be a follow-up video to another video, but that didn't get done and time's passed, where we had to take Edward to active. Now this was meant to be a follow-up video to another video I did where we had to take Edward out of the house to active rehab to get his new shower chair fitted. And one of the things I wanted to do with that video is highlight how that business had done some really good measures to make it safer for the staff and make it safer for their clients who had to go to them. Now we had to go to them, and we didn't have to. We thought it was less risky to go to them because the alternative would have been they come to us. And when I say come to us, into the house. Because to get the shower chair fitted for Edward, we would have had to get him in and out several times to get it all adjusted and so on. And we deemed that it was safer to do that at their business with everything cleared out than it was to bring them into the house. And they had their whole front room was cleared out. We were the only people in there, or plus the guy who was doing the work. They had now we've got all these rules at the moment about we've got all these rules and guidelines about what we're supposed to do to self-isolate. But there's exceptions for essential stuff. And sometimes you've just got to do stuff. You just got to. And this is an example of where we had to have someone come to the house. We had to get the wheelchair adjusted because the risk of not getting it adjusted to Edward's health was significant. And so you put in place the various steps that you can to make that risky option as less risky as possible. And the better you look after yourself, the better you reduce the risk where you can, like not going to the supermarket, which unfortunately for us we have to because they close the open air markets. Not going out more than you need to. You reduce the risk everywhere you can, and then those places where you can't reduce the risk, or you can't eliminate the risk rather, you manage it. And by setting things up outside, that limits the risk to Edward and to our household. But you can't, sorry, I said eliminate. It doesn't eliminate it, it reduces it, it minimizes it. And so you've got to live your life, you've got to do things, you've got to get out and get food and whatever. And so you just got to do the best you can.
and not get stressed about it, because getting stressed has its own risks. Getting stressed lowers your immune system, which is probably not good during a pandemic. But yeah, be sensible and do what you can. Like, and when we'd finished with the adjustments, we wiped the wheelchair down and stuff. But there's so many nooks and crannies on a wheelchair. You can't really fully clean it unless you give it a full immersion or something. And even then, there's lots of nooks and crannies to miss. Which is a bit like supermarkets, really, and trying to keep them clean. Oh, I'm banging on. I'm banging on. Anyway, see you later, guys. Bye-bye.